Hey YouTube, it's Matt with Olympus Reptiles, and we got a really new animal I'm super excited about. So we went ahead and set up the cage. Now, one thing you're gonna run into is sometimes when you buy lights at the store, even our store in this case, they blow out the minute you plug them in. So we did run into that. Actually, whoa, that's really weird because it just came back on. Seriously.
Yeah, some of those have
a ballast in there. So that's what's happening. We'll have to plug that back in the timer. The ballast is cut. We thought the light blew it. Literally, we're like, oh, I have to return that. And it just came back on us, which is good because that's his UVB light. So we'll have to set that up on the timer once we get this video over. Oh, I feel better. All right, so let me go ahead and put this animal in there because he hadn't been in an environment for a little while, and they stress very easy. And then we'll take you through the cage and what we did. So what we have here, come on, little buddy, is an adult. He's a very young adult. A male Panther Chameleon. He is about 18 months old. You crawl up on me. Come on. You'll be a lot happier. Yes, there you go. There we are. So I'll give you let you see him really quick. And he is super friendly. He's a little bit cool because he's been in that container where we set this up. We had about a 30-minute drive. But you can see the colors in there are going to have a lot of purples, some blues, some whites, some oranges. Panthers have pretty much the highest color range, and they're one of the larger chameleons. So that'll be really cool. Let me go ahead and let him one in there. I know you do. Actually, let me put you down here so you can find your food. Oh, you want hi? Arr. Arr. So, maybe he'll let go of me here in a second, and I can kind of talk to you guys, let you guys see him. There he goes. So hopefully he'll settle in there really nice. He's got a cup of roaches. I don't really expect him to eat his first night, but I want to have some food available. We'll also throw in some crickets and things, and you can see he's going to climb right up the branches. So what we've done, and hopefully this all works well, is we've used twist ties to attach some plants up here, and we have a main stick here and a vine that runs between the two that are all wrapped around. This will allow him to go from any plant he wants. One thing with the size of cage we already noticed, I know somebody's going to say something, is we do probably want to get some more stuff in here. So what we will be doing is baking some more sticks and running some taller sticks we can find in the yard to really give him a lot of climbing and hiding spaces. The more the merrier. We also wanted to be able to get high so he can get to his UVB and his heat a little easier. And then we wanted to have some climbing spaces low, elevated feed cup, so that way he can eat off the ground. We'll also throw some crickets in there because I think that's what he's used to eating, but the roaches are just kind of a for now thing. One thing you have to use with these guys is definitely this style of cage here. They do not do well in glass enclosures. It's just not their forte. So don't go trying to do that. You want something with screen to allow the airflow and not have as much reflection for him. He's going to do a lot better in that than he would in, like, say, a screen cage or a glass cage. They also will not drink out of a water dish. You're looking saying, well, Matt, where's your water dish? We don't have one. What we have is we have this fogger that's going to push a lot of water vapor in there. And as it sits and puts dew and things on there, which we're also going to spray these down to get it started, he will lick water from the branches and from the leaves. That's how they drink in the wild. You'll pretty much never find your chameleon on the ground. He should spend 99% of his time hanging from something and feeling hidden. Now, the color range. So panthers can do all these cool colors. It makes them really awesome. But here's the kicker. It's not for camouflage. People are like, oh, they're going to match whatever background you put them on. Not the case. The color change is used for communication. So it's used to say, look at me, I'm big and bright. It's kind of like a peacock. So they're really going to the bar brightly just to pick up girls. When they're angry and they're pissed, they can do colors to show their emotions and show how they're feeling. And again, they're not going to have like heart emojis pop up or anything like that. It's more going to be things of, just that instinctual type of thing. So these guys, though, they're really cool too because their feet or their toes are fused. So you have these little clamp feet that they grab onto everything with, which is kind of the neatest thing. And their eyes are turreted, so they can look 360 degrees around their head with each eye. One can be forward and one can see backwards. So they can literally look forward and backwards at the same time. And that's more for finding predators. They will shoot their tongue to eat. So if he decides to eat, which he's not going to do right now, what he'll do is come down to one of these branches, take aim at one of those roaches that's moving and go whack with his tongue and suck it back up in and crunch, 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 crunch. If you will look, there is a calcium dust we did put on those roaches to make sure he gets a nice, good calcium supplement. And these guys will require UVB to not get metabolic bone disease. So this is one of those animals, though, that I've wanted for a really long time. Not one of my first reptiles. Well, actually, one of my first failed reptiles when I was a kid was a veiled chameleon that I bought in a pet store as a mom and pop shop, and they sold me this glass aquarium, and they did all this, and basically it was set up completely wrong because that's what I was told to do. And that's one of the things with the reptile shop that I have now that I'm a part owner in. We never want to do. We want to do our best to set people up to be successful and not set them up to fail like I was. Now, do I think they set me up to fail on purpose? No, I don't think they were a reptile shop. I don't think they knew any better. And so they were just giving me advice. Because remember, I'm old, so I was before the internet. I couldn't Google it and see what other people were doing. I had to take the advice of the pet shop. And it was pretty much heartbreaking for me as a kid. And I kind of swore off chameleons. And then, I don't know, Kurt, how old was I? You were with me. You bought that leopard gecko. It's been a long time ago. I decided to get another chameleon, and I bought this veiled chameleon, and I absolutely loved it. And he lived a full life with us, which they're not a very long-lived animal, but he did make it to adulthood and lived the average lifespan and was really healthy the entire time we had him. And it kind of got me back going again and really liking chameleons and feeling like I could do it. But again, we'd set him up and screen, we did everything right. So now this is my first chance to really get an adult panther, and I couldn't pass it up. So here he is. He's going to be on display, of course, in our reptile house, and you'll be able to see him if you ever come visit. Now, he may not always be upstairs where we're at now. This is just kind of where he went for the moment, but he also may stay. Who knows what'll happen? I don't have all the answers of what I'm going to do. It's kind of a fly by the seat of my pants guy half the time, hence why I need to go get more decorations. All right, and last but not least, funny thing of how we got him. So he came back to our reptile shop, and one of our other owners, he was actually produced by Colin from Classy Herps, who owns another part of that reptile shop. There's 4 of us, so you got me, Kurt, Colin, and another guy. And anyway, Colin produced this animal, so it kind of came home and back to the shop, and rather than it going to the floor being resold, I ended up buying it from the shop, or I should say Kurt and I did, to put it here in the Olympus house. So that's kind of the story of how we got this guy. Kurt, any questions, anything you want to add?
Does that cage have LED lights?
Oh, it does. And they're kind of cool, so you can switch them. So like right now they're on full blast. There's a little button here somewhere. There it is. There's just a white. There is just a red. And of course there's off. So you can kind of do whatever you want with them to give a different look. Now, if I'm home, people are here, I'll probably have them full brightness. If not, we'll probably shut them down, and that way his daytime light can do its thing. So what we'll do is we're going to run 2 different timers for him. We're going to run a daytime timer on his UVB light, and then he'll have a daytime timer when or nighttime timer when the UVB shuts off, that a ceramic heat emitter will come on to keep his heat level. And with that, we may end up leaving, just for display purposes, hey, come here, come here. One thing is that's a hard to find button. Okay, I'll find it. We may leave the red on. Maybe. There it is. So it kind of gives it a cool look, and then at night you'll still have some light to see him with when it's all off. Man, that's just a cool looking. They're just a cool looking lizard. All right, anything else, Kurt, you want to add?
No.
All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.